And Drake Maye, that was an unbelievable performance. That was, like, to your point, a top 10, top 6, top 7 quarterback in football type of performance. They couldn't run the ball. Their defense didn't play their best yesterday. Drake Maye's big plays with his big arm and then a few scrambles were the reason they won the game. And that's 2 weeks in a row where New England can go, we won the game because of Drake Maye.
The other thing is Drake Maye is playing really good football right now. And I think that has a lot to do with Josh McDaniels and being there and the tutelage and putting him in good positions, understanding what he's expected to do. He looks like it's very clean for him mentally. He knows where he's supposed to be going with the football so he can be decisive and be accurate. And he's playing with a lot of freedom.
And Drake Maye comes out and looks every bit as good as he did a week ago, and in a different way. Like, this time I'm just going to be laser dot focused on absolute dimes deep down the field, on top of the efficient stuff underneath as well.
Jayden Daniels? No. Caleb Williams? Not quite. The best quarterback from the 2024 draft class is the guy that came after them both and is now ripping it up in New England. Drake Maye has found his footing in this 2025 season, and then some, leading the Patriots to a winning record and putting up highlight reel plays each and every week. This roster isn't the most talented, and the situation is far from perfect, but when you're as good as Drake Maye, it just doesn't matter. Tom Brady might be gone, but the bad news for the rest of the AFC East is that Drake Maye has arrived, and he is quickly turning into the version that nobody else wanted to see. The warning signs have been there for a while. The 2024 New England Patriots were so catastrophically bad on offense that plenty of people believed Drake Maye should be sat all year just to protect him from their dismal offensive line and lack of playmaking talent. Nothing good could come from throwing him into such a dire situation. Surely, all that would happen is he would get battered and bruised, losing confidence and picking up bad habits in the process. But when you are 1-4 and your coach is on the hot seat, those concerns go out the window. It is now or never, and the rookie has to go out and face the fire. That's all well and good, but it doesn't get much harder than having to go up against the D'Amico Ryan-led Texans defense in your debut, decked out with Derek Stingley Jr. at cornerback and Will Anderson Jr. and Danielle Hunter screaming off the edge. Add in the fact that Drake Maye would be tackling them with a receiving room populated with Demario Douglas, Kayshon Boutte, Hunter Henry, and Kendrick Bourne, and you get a nightmare scenario. The lopsided nature of these rosters meant that a Houston win was all but guaranteed. And while they did get the victory by 41 points to 21, what we saw from Drake Maye on that day was a mighty fine introduction to life in the NFL. With 16 seconds left to go in the first half, he unfurled a stunning 40-yard touchdown pass to Kayshon Boutte over none other than Derek Stingley Jr. That deep passing game had been non-existent with Jacoby Brissett under center, with the veteran quarterback failing to eclipse 170 passing yards in any of his 5 starts to begin the season, a stretch that produced just 2 total touchdown passes. Enter rookie Drake Maye, who immediately shattered that low ceiling. In his first start, against that tough Houston outfit, Maye threw for 243 yards, surpassing Brissett's season high easily, while also beating his total touchdown tally with 3. Houston may have left that game victorious, but their fans weren't the only ones leaving with a sense of optimism. Drake Maye had arrived, and it was clear that he had something about him. As the rest of the year progressed, Maye continued to impress as a passer and a runner, ultimately collecting 2,276 passing yards, 15 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions on a 66.6% completion rate. That's not a bad effort for a rookie quarterback behind a terrible offensive line and with a 600-yard Hunter Henry as your leading receiver. To make things even sweeter, the rookie also picked up 421 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground at 7.8 yards per carry. Given the circumstances, it was about as promising of a start as you could ask for. Yes, there were plenty of rookie mistakes, but the wow plays were there, and it was clear that if Drake Maye was given some weapons to play with, he could be a problem for the NFL. So, over the offseason, in came Garrett Bradbury at center and Morgan Moses at right tackle to give the offensive line a much-needed boost. This unit needed so much more than just 2 sturdy veterans though, so in came Will Campbell with the 4th overall pick to take over at left tackle before interior offensive lineman Jared Wilson joined in round 3. Elliott Wolf and Mike Vrabel knew that this was a clear priority for the offseason, not just to give their young quarterback time to make plays, but also to keep him upright and healthy. However, they also knew that he would need some more weapons to target. Stefon Diggs was the standout introduction on that side of things, coming over from Houston, where he unfortunately ended the season on IR with a torn ACL. There are many examples of good front offices equipping their young quarterbacks with an elite receiver just before they break out. Take Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown, for example, or in an even closer to home example, Stefon Diggs' arrival in Buffalo, which coincided with Josh Allen's breakout and rise to MVP contender. While the torn ACL and age of Diggs weren't ideal, he was among the best of the best when in Buffalo and Minnesota, and his veteran savvy and playmaking ability are exactly what this undermanned depth chart needed. Wolf and Vrabel recognized that the best way to build confidence in their young quarterback would be to bring in a top dog in the receiving room, who Maye knew he could go to whenever he needed to make a play. And so far, that decision has paid off big time. Not only that, but the introduction of Diggs as a veteran alpha receiver has allowed the rest of the Patriots receiving corps to bump down into more supportive roles, where they can have more success against softer coverage. Kayshon Boutte has already matched his touchdown tally from last season and has had a couple of big games, with 93 yards against New Orleans in Week 6 and 103 yards in the season opener against Las Vegas. Then, Hunter Henry is still delivering as a rock-solid and reliable veteran tight end, and Demario Douglas is popping up with the occasional big play as well. While Diggs understandably had a slow start to the season as he readjusted after the injury, he found his footing in Week 4 against Carolina. The Patriots were 1-2 at the time and eager to get a win to avoid a troubling 1-3 start. Right on cue, the sophomore quarterback and veteran wide receiver paired up to treat fans to the first blow-up performance of the season. Maye completed 82.4% of his passes for 203 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions, adding 11 yards and 1 touchdown on the ground as well. Diggs was targeted 7 times, bringing in 6 of them for 101 yards. With New England racking up 42 points on the day, the result was never in doubt. But it wasn't just the points that were exciting for Patriot fans. Maye was staying aggressive and finding Diggs deep on 3rd and long situations, showing signs of a dangerous connection in the making. This connection then only got stronger 1 week later against the Buffalo Bills. Not only would this be a tough test against a division rival that was considered a favorite to win the Super Bowl, but it would be Drake Maye's first ever appearance in primetime, and he would be doing it in Buffalo Stadium. It was an almighty test to see just how real the Drake Maye hype was, and it was a test that he passed with flying colors. After a shaky first half, Maye came out in the second half and diced up the Bills' defense, completing 13 of his 14 pass attempts for 184 yards. That is an outrageous 92.9% completion rate to come back and be a division rival on primetime in front of a hostile Bills crowd. And these weren't all simple passes either. Those 13 completions showed off the full range of just how good Drake Maye can be. Like this one, drifting all the way to the right sideline to buy time before easily flicking the ball upfield with pinpoint accuracy to allow Stefon Diggs to make a play.
Diggs the motion man, bottom of the screen. Maye rolling that way, pointing, throwing towards Diggs, who broke free, and he's got it at the 5! Stefon Diggs kept working.
This is where the true genius of the Diggs signing comes into play. Like I said earlier, he played a big part in helping Josh Allen break out for those Buffalo Bills. Therefore, Diggs had plenty of experience operating with a quarterback who likes to buy time and get creative when the play breaks down. As a result, Diggs is one of the best in the league when it comes to freestyling and understanding where the quarterback wants him. He really was the perfect companion for Maye, giving him a weapon who would help tap into his special creative ability as a quarterback, just like Diggs did for Allen all those years ago. The football season is here, and this year, I'll be using Prophet X as my go-to for season-long plays and player props. Prophet X is America's #1 sports prediction market, where you can win real money predicting sports in 40+ states. You'll get better odds than traditional sports books because you're playing against others, not the house. With Prophet X, you can request your own odds, play with confidence, and get super fast payouts straight to your bank, card, or even crypto. And here's the best part. Right now, If you sign up at ProfitX.co and use promo code TDK, you'll get up to $200 in profit cash on all your plays for the first 30 days. Sign up now at ProfitX.co and start winning real money predicting sports. Terms and conditions apply. These kinds of plays on the move are the kind of special moments that very few quarterbacks in the NFL can execute. Obviously, having a quarterback who can do that is a huge advantage. But the exciting thing for Patriots fans is that Maye seems to be thriving as a pocket passer as well. As the game progressed against Buffalo, he showed off his ability to deliver the ball accurately between coverage and make clutch plays in the dying moments. He was strong, he was decisive, and he was clutch, making sure his kicker had a good shot at firing home the game-winning field goal, which of course he did. For Drake Maye, this was the game that proved he was legit. Good performances had been there all year long, even dating back to his rookie season. But with the Patriots being so undermanned from a skill perspective, his statistical upside was always capped, and the Patriots were never trusted with primetime exposure. This game against Buffalo was his chance to show what he could do. And not only did he do exactly that, but he downed a division rival, Super Bowl favorite in the process. Then, what did he do 1 week later? Well, more of the same. Now, going up against the New Orleans Saints is not exactly one of the toughest tests Maye will face all season, but after the dramatic and emotional win over Buffalo in Week 5, there was always the possibility of a crash back to earth. So often, we see teams produce magic 1 week just to flop the next. Not Drake Maye though. Against New Orleans, he picked up right where he left off, completing 11 of 13 pass attempts in the first half for 185 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. In total, he ended up with 261 yards and those 3 touchdowns on the day, taking just 1 sack and collecting 28 yards on the ground. That equated to a 92.7 quarterback rating and a 140.1 passer rating. Remember, this is a guy in his second season. He certainly doesn't look it. He looks like a seasoned vet, making good decisions, protecting the ball, and passing with efficiency while also retaining that jaw-dropping ability to attack deep as well. There's no other way to say it. This guy looks like the complete package. And what is even more exciting about the performances that we are seeing in 2025 is that there is still somehow room for improvement and an even more explosive offense for these Patriots. As things stand after 6 weeks, the Pats are a bottom 7 rushing offense with just 91.5 yards per game. Drake Maye himself is actually a big reason why they are ranked 7th and not far lower, with his 138 rushing yards over 6 games coming in only 10 yards behind rookie running back TreVeyon Henderson and 19 behind the team's leading rusher, Ramondre Stevenson. Not only is Maye having to power this offense on his own with little help from his running backs, but he's actually doing a good chunk of the heavy lifting when it comes to the ground game as well. Only Antonio Gibson averages over 4 yards per carry on the season, and he has now been lost for the year because of injury. Thankfully, a replacement for his production already exists on the roster in the form of second-round rookie TreVeyon Henderson, who entered the season with sky-high expectations as a freakishly fast and explosive weapon out of the backfield. He hasn't quite found his footing in the NFL just yet, but if he does become more of a reliable option, the potential upside to this offense goes through the roof. Patriots fans will be hoping that that potential upside can be realized sooner rather than later. But for now, they can at least be satisfied by the fact that they undoubtedly have the face of their franchise locked in. Not only is Drake Maye clearly going to be the guy for a long time, but he is also showing all of the signs of being a true star in the making. It's fitting that he is in a division with Josh Allen, who himself has become arguably the very best quarterback in the NFL. Maye shares so many similarities with the way Allen plays the game, from his strong arm to his rumbling rushing style and willingness to add some creative magic when plays break down. It is a lofty and perhaps unfair comparison, but the young quarterback from New England certainly seems to be heading in that direction. But what do you think? Are we crazy to be comparing Drake Maye to the reigning MVP? Let us know what you think in the comments.